right. Should be live now. Welcome everybody to the stream. If you are joining on the VOD here, hello and welcome. My name is Agile and we are in Enshrouded today here working on our Hall of Heroes, or more like the base work coming up to the Hall of Heroes. So if you joined the stream last week here, we did a beautiful little stream here that was flowing down, which still has plenty of quirks, and I have not quite decorated all the way yet. I've been busy with some other projects here, but basically our Hall of Heroes is going to go right over here. The vision is that basically this will be a pathway, and there will be floating islands out here, and we have not messed with floating islands whatsoever yet in this game. So it'll be an experiment together here, but before we can get to that, we do need a actual road that's probably going to lead over to that there with bridges and whatnot. So I do kind of want that to come on over here, but I think we'll go ahead and start on the actual islands themselves here. And I need a way to obviously get up there, which I I did have plenty of. Let's see here. If I just switch down here to my terrain blocks, I'm just gonna make some simple stone. I have plenty of stone, basically platforms here for me to jump up on here so that I don't go flying. And as you can see here, my build area is not out far enough here, so we are gonna have to put another flame down here. I'm not exactly sure how many flames I have, to be honest with you. I know that we do have the majority of this valley claimed here. Now let me just run over here. I know there's a flame right here, so let me just take a look here and see. Let's see here. Flame level altar area 4, so we haven't upgraded all the way yet. And if we strengthen it here, okay, we could go up one more here. But how many do we actually have here? Does it tell me somewhere? I don't remember anymore. Let me just count them out. Oh, maybe if I click this here, does it tell me? No, I'm gonna count them out manually here. So right now we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I'm not sure. I think this one is free, so 5, 6 over here, and then 7, 8 up here. And I think right now, yeah, we can have 9, so we should be able to put one more down over here. I don't want to use up all of them because, again, this is a server here, so I want to leave some for other folks here, which are obviously being used by some other folks as well here already. But we should be able to easily make another flame altar here, which we may eventually move up onto our, let's craft one here, up onto our base itself once we get to that point there. But now we have this here, which did extend this out at least a little ways here. It needs to go further yet. So in order to do that, we would have to upgrade it here, which we have plenty of everything that we need here. So we'll just upgrade it all the way, which should extend me out plenty of the way. I don't even know how far, to be quite honest with you, but plenty of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and jump up here now. And yeah, we can get started maybe on our first island here. I kind of want to have a nice layout as well. If I fall here, we'll have to run all the way around, but because I kind of want the main island up higher and I guess kind of central. So maybe we'd have a little island right here-ish. I'm going to switch to my round blocks. And now there's two ways to basically do this here. Oh man, I forgot to change my night bot for spamming. Alright. Yeah, just don't spam anymore in there. You're gonna get banned off the channel there for like 20 minutes or something. I keep forgetting to change that. I'm sorry, guys. But anyways, basically two ways to make an island here as far as I'm concerned that's floating. So you could either, you know, start with your round pieces here, or square pieces too, and then round off the edges. Basically make your platform here, and then you can either do two things. You can either build up, which of course would be a little easier here for as far as the platforming goes, or you could build your entire platform to the size that you want it to. Like say I want this island to be just this big here, and then it's going to be like that, and then you'd be able to make a platform down yonder here. And then you basically just build down off of that, which I think would be much more challenging, I guess. So if we actually switch to a block like this here, and then just make sure that it kind of comes to a slight point there, so it looks like we're kind of floating. And of course it is going to look sort of messy here with all the platforms and stuff coming around it, but we will fix that later. We'll remove all this stuff here. And you know what I just thought of? We should actually have another block besides the stone here, because I'm going to have to get every little chunk of that, unlike the building blocks where if you click on one spot it deletes a whole platform. Not sure if I still have some in here. I do. Alright, we'll just use bronze blocks. Oops, bronze blocks for now. And then we'll build platforms out of the bronze blocks. Our waterfall is starting there. Ooh, we're starting to overflow there too. I don't know where that's actually coming from here. It flowed in somewhere. I definitely have leaks around with the water, which will be fixed in due time. So now I'll just basically go around here. Let me get rid of some of this stone here. And then I'll switch back up here to our 4 meter and then go to our bronze block here so I can actually delete the whole thing eventually. See how it leaves like little chunks there like that? Not what you want. That's not what I wanted either. Okay, let me get rid of some of this here. And when you are building this stuff, make sure that you remember that you can hit Y to undo different things there. Basically, we're just trying to make a sort of more or less a floating island here. And our first attempt at one ever too, so. Just get around to this other side here without falling, hopefully. More than likely, nobody would really see this side anyway, but still, I want it to be, you know, at least nice. So basically, that's how you would do it, going, you know, downwise, like starting at the top and working your way down. Like, it can work. I just think that going the other way, going from the top, will be a little easier here. So like now if we build it up, you know, like I think it'd be a little bit better to keep going up to the correct height, but eventually it might hit the point where you need to build down to. So so let's just make ourselves a nice little island here, and a couple different ways that you can do this here. We can make this into a nice circular island that's flat on top here if you do want to actually build something. Or if you want a more natural looking floating island, you can go ahead and grab out your regular rock, your 2 meter rock, and you can actually keep building this up here, and then eventually we'll bring it to a much more natural looking point here. And you can press R here to kind of rotate it into different positions here, so on the outside it doesn't look so crazy. Or so similar, I guess, to make it look more crazy, I should say. And I'm just going to keep building it up here. Jump over here then. I don't know if I want first person, honestly. I'm just going to kind of keep spiraling it up here. And if you get a spot where you think that you missed, you can just jump down and fill in a few of these places right here like this. I'm just going to kind of slowly work it in here. And you can kind of make your islands whatever shape you really please, honestly. Gotta be a little bit careful so you don't fall. Let's see here. Yes, I want this one. So now we kind of got just this nice big rock here. And then, oh, I fell. Let's see if we can get back up. There we go. I think we've got the boost. Boost probably very helpful for this. If you want to be safer yet, like say you don't have the boost or out of stamina or something for some reason, you can always just put a big platform underneath this here, so in case you do fall like that. But I should be able to boost my way back up most of the time. We are. can go into first person to get yourself a little bit more room here. Another thing you can also do is hold Z, and you can space yourself out here a little bit with the camera. There's some building tips, I guess. It's a little harder to guess your space then, of course, but like your depth perception. Just want to bring one up here now. Like that. And now we can zoom this back in here. We're not so crazy. And we should be pretty good right there. We jump down here. And we have ourselves a floating island now. Now it's kind of up to you if you want to cover it in different things like dirt. I did bring out some stuff here that I'm planning on using here. Which of course we're using stone. We also have Springland's dirt here, which I know it looks like dirt in the picture, but it actually turns into the grass, like that's all over there. The Springland's dirt, if you're building this somewhere else, I'd use some other dirt, you know, dirt's easy to get. And then of course I did also grab some underwater luminescent growth here, which does work above water as well. Mycelium here because we're gonna plant some mushrooms underneath on the bottom side of the rocks where the sun might not shine much. And then, of course, I do have the fertile Springland's dirt here as well, which makes things a little more thick. I do have some over here. Let me show you what that looks like. The fertile Springland's dirt. Basically, or maybe I got rid of most of it because the water was leaking through. But it kind of makes this thicker. Here we go. Here's some. This thicker grass here with these little kind of weeds, whatever they are in there, flowers. And basically to get up here, I'm going to be using big trampolines eventually, I think. Unless I make some kind of a sky bridge or something, who knows. Which would be kind of cool, like you could walk off of our platform up there that goes up to the church. And then come around through the mountain and then come out onto the actual sky bridge, which would be really neat. We'll think up some different things here, but basically now it's just fine-tuning your sculpt here. So however you want to do it here, like I said, if you want to use Springland's dirt here, you can do that, like put some grass on it, kind of make it look a little more, you know, like realistic, because vegetation would grow on this as well. And of course, Springland's dirt does match regular stone too there when you place it down and it's not on the flat enough surface for grass to grow, basically. Put some in right there. Come over here. Something like that. It's kind of the down and dirty how to build a floating island. I mean, it's really not too difficult, I guess, in my opinion, but just kind of place stone in where you want it. If you want a very generic floating island, which we'll take a step back here in a second and actually look at how it looks. And then, of course, on the bottom side here, we did want some growth. Sounds kind of weird to say, but we did want some underwater luminescent growth here. Like, say we want it right there, because now basically you can see at nighttime this will glow here slightly, give it a nice glow, which is kind of fun, you know, like this part never sees sunlight, so you know it turned luminescent basically is my thought behind that. And then of course we do have the that's right, we need the overgrowth tool for the mycelium here to plant it around on there, but we're gonna do that too eventually. I think we should probably do that. Let's just kind of look at the bottom side here. It's kind of flattish yet. And see, now if you didn't want that there, you could just press Y and it will get rid of it. So we wanted the Springland's dirt there. Kind of fill us in here. And you can kind of go as crazy as you want sculpting this stuff here. You can go down to the single level blocks too for terrain and do it that way if you want. I don't think I'm going to get that crazy with mine, to be quite honest. And if you also want to use the rake, you can do some fun terraforming stuff with the rake as well. Well, let me go ahead and pull this up here. And we'll remove some of these here because I'm getting quite a lot built up. Probably shouldn't remove the one that I'm standing on yet until I'm off of it. You can see here what I mean by having to remove the natural stuff here. It will remove it, but you may miss some. Then you'll have some floating stuff like that. Okay, I did get rid of it there. Good. Very good. Alright. Let me switch back up here again. Okay, there you go. See how that didn't get rid of all of it. That time it did, yes. Okay, I was having an optical illusion there with the background. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Monday night here. I know it's Monday, but you know, start of another week. So there you go. You see now we have a floating island here. Of course, I will probably put some more Springlands dirt on the top there because, you know, vegetation would grow up top there. But yeah, that's kind of a very basic outline. I think it turned out okay for our very first floating mountain there. Yeah, I actually don't mind that too much. Now I just gotta basically figure out exactly where I want our main floating island here. I think it needs to be kind of out further and up a little higher. So when you're walking in here, oops. Because you want it to be visible from the market, essentially. Which we were kind of getting a lot of stuff built up here for that. Yeah, pick this up too. There we go. Our temporary bed we always use for building. No, I have not cleaned out my chest yet, in case you're wondering, for all of our projects. But you won't be able to see it much from the entrance to the city here. The village, I guess. Maybe you would a little bit, depending on how tall we make it, but I'm going to build a Hall of Heroes, I do believe, on the largest floating island there, and maybe some stuff around the surrounding islands as well there. So I'm just trying to get a picture in my mind here of how big we want to make it. We have quite a lot of leaks going on here, but that's all right for water. As long as my fish don't go out of it, go down the hole over there. In fact, do I have these still running over here? I recently learned from the comment section, so thanks to you guys. Okay, that's close. That water loads in 4-meter layers, apparently, and okay, that's closed as well. So that's literally just one that's doing all this here, which will stay that way. So we'll have to build that up there. This shouldn't be overflowing over here at all, though. So maybe we will build this up just a tad here with some more stone. Okay, that seemed to turn it off there, which is good. That's what we wanted. We just want a waterfall here, and then eventually we'll make it look nicer too, so that we can keep the kind of Niagara Falls we got going on here. So eventually we'll have waterfall there, waterfall here, and then some coming off of our islands as well here that'll be hopefully more controlled. Let me put down my temporary bed over here where we're currently building. And yeah, so we'll have a nice big Hall of Heroes up here and some stuff around, maybe like some pavilions and whatnot on some of the other floating islands there, but I need the room to be able to build that, so it's gonna have to be pretty big, I think. maybe we will build the platform first, then work our way down. That could actually work out for us, because then we can make it hollow on the inside too, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But okay, so let's decide here. Where do we want? I suppose kind of right in the middle-ish out there. So let's just start building ourselves a way to get out there. We want this one to be our kind of main platform here, so higher. How far out can we build now? Really far. Okay. This will be a nice big island here, so I don't want it to conflict with anything else. So I'm thinking maybe like right in here would be fine, but we want it up higher, so let's go ahead and make ourselves a way up here. Oop, not that. I gotta be able to get up there. I probably could have jumped that actually, but basically make my way to get up here. And I kind of want it to be, not sure how high though. How high up would a nice floating island be? If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Like, this is a pretty good distance and height here to start. Or should we go up even higher yet? I don't know. How high is too high? I guess we also have to have enough room underneath to make it look believable, as if it was a chunk of mountain coming out, so go ahead and jump up here. I kind of just want to stay in the same general vicinity here to where I'm planning on building, but I'm just trying to get some height here. There are a lot of platforms to get rid of once we're ready to do that, but because basically how it works too, just so you guys know, if you're planning on building over the shroud, you can't build into the shroud, so you can only go within, I don't know, basically to the treetops there essentially. And so, which is kind of not great, but we want to have enough room that the mountain actually can look like a full-fledged mountain here. So maybe we should just go crazy and go up really high, huh? A bit of a jump there. I keep putting this away too so that I don't miss my jumps. Hopefully, anyway. Okay, so we're really high up now. Almost up to the future cathedral level there. Alright, water break there for a second. And we're still not higher than our actual future home there, our future castle itself, so if we were to go this high, for instance, this is really high, like we could have a nice big mountain here. All right, let's go ahead and we can always add more to it as well here. So where are we at here? I think like somewhere over right in, maybe like, yeah, like right up in here would be good. So let me switch back down to my actual square blocks here. Or should we do circle? Let's do squares. Nice big squares. And it would be nice if we could actually do snapping on this as well here, but you can't on terrain blocks, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, my bad. I'll do that here. So I wanted to use the Springlands dirt here. Basically, then it'll look like that. And I'm using square right now just because I want it to build the max amount of territory that I can, but I will come along and use the circular ones to make it circular. And this has got to be a really nice big platform here. Oops, did I make those wrong? This is going to be the problem here. Maybe we should use stone and then we'll come back and layer it on top with dirt so we can actually make sure it's level. Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea, but that's all right. We'll do stone now, and then I'll come back and just layer another layer on top of grass. All right, let's see here. How far over can I come here? Yeah, we can come a little ways. It's okay if you're not perfectly level either. I mean, it is, we'll be able to work with it later, and it is an island after all, so it'd be a natural object, so. Yeah, we definitely have some terrain differences here, which is fine. Like I said, we can always work with it later. Now I just kind of want, where is the sun at? I feel like, oh, it's right there behind clouds. That's why I was like, it's dark. Okay, this is not anywhere near big enough here, so we're gonna have to keep going bigger. Just some quality of life things that would be nice, like the snapping on terrain blocks too. I know it's usually used for terraforming, not for kind of what I'm using it for right now, but it would be nice. I want to make sure I still have a way up here. I mean, we can always build another way up, but... yeah, much bigger. In fact, why don't we actually get our dimensions down correctly here? Yeah, so we need to go... I don't want to block myself off here, but... so I'm thinking an island, something like... maybe that in length to start. And then in terms of width here... yeah, in terms of our length... This would technically be length here, and that would be width. I'm not entirely sure what I have in mind yet for a build for the Hall of Heroes itself, but I've got some kind of generic beginnings of an idea. So if I round this out now, basically turn this into something like this in terms of width and length here, that will give it a nice feel, I think, to start here. Oops. So basically I'll just come now like this, and we're just gonna start making this into, doing this in first person might be a bad idea here. Gonna kind of make a semi-rounded pattern here. It doesn't have to be perfect because, you know, it's a natural floating island here, unless you're going for like a very carved out look or something. So something like that, and then we'll build around to the other side as well here, at least for right now anyways. We may make it bigger or smaller later. Bit of a height difference there, which is fine. Okay, good. I want to just bring it around over here. Oop, probably go off of this one. Yeah, I definitely got a little higher here, but that's all right. My question is, do I want to just wrap it over here, or do I want to go a little bit? If I go a little bit longer here, though, it's gonna, well, we'll try it once. We'll come right over to here, so we're just kind of hanging over the edge here, and then I'll come around here like so, and we'll just connect it all the way over here. And again, this is going to be our main floating mountain here, our main island. So If it looks big right now, that's why. This is our biggest one we're going to be doing here. And I will release another video on how I do this stuff here. So if you guys don't see it or something like that for whatever reason, or want a more in-depth guide on how to build them there, I'll slow down a little bit and actually make a video on how to do it too. It's not super complicated, but I still like to put out videos on pretty much everything that I build. Just because, just so it's out there in case it benefits somebody, you know? Trying to get this nice rounded off effect here. Okay. Good, now we pretty much just have to fill in the holes here. And we'll see, we got kind of an oddly shaped island here, but that's all right. Yeah. Let me go ahead and switch back to my squares here now. And we'll see if it made sense to actually build it this way, or if building it from the bottom up would have been better by the time we're done here. I like to use you guys as guinea pigs for my videos too. Little test building, you know? Usually when we build structures though, I do like to build them, you know, free form basically with everybody who's watching the videos. That way you guys can kind of follow along better, and I don't know, I like it when it's like that. You know, a lot of times, like back in my more heavily used Minecraft days, I don't know, a lot of the videos would make like a bunch of cuts and whatnot for the build stuff, and I don't know, for me it was kind of harder to follow along. For sure the video was longer when they didn't cut as much out, and I know a lot of people don't have that kind of time to just sit and watch it, but I liked it more when I could kind of build with them in real time. Obviously, if you're building like a massive castle or something, sometimes it's hard to have, you know, you can't have like a 10-hour video or something. But still, it was nice to be able to do like, you know, block by block, because sometimes they'd be like, cut, 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 and it's like, well, wait a minute, how'd you get 15 other blocks in where it's supposed to go, you know? So, I don't know, just my preference, I guess, but... Alright, so now we have this nice big platform here, which I am going to go ahead and fly down now and actually look at the size of it. Just take a step back, get perspective. Okay, I think it's high enough for sure. That looks really good. And the floating platforms are kind of neat too, but... hey there, is it Ash's Antics? I guess I'd say your names, or Ash Antics, maybe. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good size to start with for right now. And of course, we'll have our other floating islands around there, like we have already right there. And I did want to actually see too how high up the trampolines will launch us here. So let me go grab a high jump trampoline from the castle up here, and we'll see how Ashes is cool. Gotcha. Thanks for joining the stream, Ashes. We'll see how high up it actually launches us here. What did I put those? Did I put under placeable? Nope. I think it's deco. Yeah, okay, so high jump here. I'll also grab the medium jump ones too. Alright, so just seeing... Okay, so this is a... Let's do high jump first here. So how high up will that actually launch me? Okay, actually pretty high. High enough where it would hurt pretty bad to fall. Oh, you've been streaming this yourself? Cool. Appreciate that. New to Enshrouded? Yeah. I'll have to come check out your channel there too. Yeah, definitely would be, I think, a pretty good way to jump up there. Now if what does the medium one do? Still high, but not, oh, okay. Not as high. Alright, which is fine. It's completely fine. I just think like, yeah, if it launches us about halfway up there, we could definitely get up there. But I think like a big sky bridge would be sweet too. I just need to figure out a way to make it look not janky, basically. Okay, so now that that's up there, we can kind of start working on the spiral coming down here. So I need to get myself back up there, basically. Which is kind of a nerve-wracking thing here, but... if you guys know me, I hate platforming in any game. So this always makes me really nervous. And this is definitely going to take a hot minute here to go all the way around this, but essentially if I start from the outside and slowly spiral my way in closer and closer down to a point, it should look like a mountain, hopefully, on the bottom. And you can make it kind of however you want it to look as well. But I'm going to have to probably end up getting rid of a couple of these and then making a semicircle around the bottom too to do this. So it will definitely take time, that's for sure. But if we use snapping, it should go a little quicker here. And also, if you don't want to do like it out of this here and you want a more clear-cut way to, you know, I don't know, essentially make it look clean, you can use regular blocks like this. Like here, I'm just using basic bronze blocks, and you could make a nice circle out of the squares here, especially if you were to come up and use the 1 meter blocks here. You could really get some super fine detailing in there by just basically, you know, cutting out your shape that you wanted. But it would definitely take you some time for sure, which is fine, you know, it's fine. But now if we come down to our 2 meter rock here and we push it up there, we can actually sit it right there, nice and neat, and we can just start going around here. This is going to be time consuming for sure, but like I always say, most good things in life don't come without effort, so you know, we gotta keep moving it around here basically and taking the time to build it. But we'll kind of start like this, and then we'll work our way all the way around here and eventually end up into a point down below, which will also give us the advantage of it being hollow in the middle here. So when we build the Hall of Heroes on top up here, it will actually, you know, be able to build down, as I'm pointing with my finger in real life here, into the center here, and then we'll be able to have some kind of cool thing underground too. You can actually see off in the distance here, if I go into first person, the floating islands that are actually already in the game that I do believe are coming in the autumn of this year to the game. That's a new region that's going to be coming. So you can kind of get a visual idea of what yours can look like. Pointier, rounder, you know, slanted, huge, you know, whichever works for you the best. But I'm kind of going for the same thing here. And who knows, you know, maybe when they add that stuff in, our island will become obsolete. That's fine. There might be some really cool places to build over there as well. Not a huge deal. Oops, I wanted this. Why do I feel like I'm getting lower here? Definitely gonna fall off of that. Alright. Let's switch back here now to our rocks. Did I just mess that up? Again, don't forget you can spin the natural blocks too here to kind of make it look more natural or get the shape you're really looking for. Definitely need to get out more. Towards the edge here. I'm terrified I'm gonna fall off of here. I don't know why, because we'll just fly down, but kind of gives you that woozy feeling anyway, you know? And you can always come back in later too and fill in blocks as needed, but try to do the best you can right away so you don't have to more work for yourself later on. And this really doesn't have to be perfect after all. It's, you know, natural. It's supposed to be a natural structure, at least the way we're building it here. Okay, I need to make myself a nice ring going around here of bronze platforms so that I can keep placing down my other stuff here. There might be a quicker way to do this than what I'm doing too, but this will work. Definitely feel like we got higher right here. Maybe I already put some down right there, that could be why. Leaving some nice big holes here for me to fall through. If there's a hole, I usually find it and I fall in it. Yeah, I think I like first person a little more for this. And you guys know that I hate to put in plugs, but I will do it right now for you guys. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, and you like the content, please do consider subscribing to the channel and also liking the video. It does help me out a ton. Leave a comment down below if you guys actually are watching this as a VOD. It does help out the viewability or shareability, I guess. I don't really know what the right word would be there, but that's way too low. It helps out the analytics, basically. Helps the video spread, but I'm trying to remember where I ended here. I think it was right here. Does kind of look similar to itself, but eventually it'll get easier and easier to see our ring. See, I have some holes over there where we were kind of off a little bit. Also, if you want to become a channel member too, I should mention that. You can definitely do that now. We have some new stuff in the different tiers. And I'd appreciate that a lot as well. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. So I do this for, you know, basically your benefit, and it's because it's fun for me. As an actual hobby of mine, so I like to build in this game, so why not pass it on to other folks too. Someday it may become my full-time thing. I'm not really sure yet. Right now I do still have a full-time job, of course. Thanks, Amber Tonery. That's how I'm gonna say your name. Hopefully I got that right. I usually butcher names, so I apologize, but thanks for subbing. Appreciate that. We're on our road to 1,000, so I'm pretty excited about that. We're making great progress. I do have plenty of awesome videos coming up here too, like that are in the works right now. I think it's gonna be sweet. Hey, hey. What up? I appreciate all the love you guys have been showing to the channel too lately here. It's been really fantastic, actually. It's been a long time in the making. I started this channel, you know, several years ago, actually, and you know, actually we started this game out with this channel out with first-person shooters mostly. Then we kind of went to strategy games for some time, and then I had some real-life issues come up, and I had to kind of quit streaming for a while, quit doing videos for a while. So this last year, we actually got back into it again. You just picked this game up yourself and having lots of fun with it. Yeah, this game is fantastic. Like, and the development team on this is so good. Like, it's insane how good the devs are. Like, they don't sponsor me or anything for saying that stuff, but they are one of the best, like top 3 in the industry right now, in my opinion. Like, in terms of what they add when they do update, listening to the community, Their Discord channel is amazing. If you guys aren't a part of that, go join that. They listen to the feedback of the community, add in stuff that we recommend. So cool. Right now they're doing a, actually it might be over now, I'd have to double check, but they were doing a build contest for water, which they just added in. Obviously you can see we've been messing with water ourselves down there. But Enshrouded is a fantastic game, and it's hard for me to play other things nowadays. I still have some other games that I like to jump into here and there, but Enshrouded is one of the main ones. Kind of creating our whole own little kingdom here and such. So now we kind of have a whole ring going around here, as you can see. I do have some spots that I'm going to fill in here, of course, over time too, but that's all right. We will go ahead and start the second layer now. So of course, a lot of these blocks that we put down now for this bronze ring going around here are no longer needed. So if we can go around and get rid of all these. Unless you could also make some fun rings going down, like a ring here, drop down a few blocks, move it in a little bit, another ring. So it kind of looks like a more sci-fi setting of islands that's floating here. I'm just going to go for the generic floating island though, or floating mountain, whatever you want to say. Actually, some of these might be okay to use yet, but... So basically you want to start and just kind of tear it in a little bit. So something like this, and then that way you're just starting to angle it in a little bit more and more until we come to an eventual point. And you'll kind of get the feel for it. Just make it so, do it till it looks, you know, more natural, till it feels like a real island that could be floating there. Think Avatar. not the airbender kind, but the blue people kind. But yeah, I'm so happy that people are getting into this game too. It's such a good game. That's why I do these videos too, because definitely trying to help promote the game too, because I want to see it keep doing well. The devs have said that they are planning on adding in a ton more. Like, it's not even in 1.0 yet, and 1.0 is coming this year, which I did have a video out on, the roadmap, where I blab kind of about my thoughts of the current state of the game and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's got a really bright future ahead of it if the devs keep doing what they've been doing. Just really nervous I'm gonna fall off here. The Hallelujah Mountains, yeah, exactly, from Avatar. Precisely. And so our little village here is kind of turning into something bigger. I don't know. Which is fine. I want to make sure that I get that up high enough there and in far enough. And you can go quicker too if you want. Like, I'm being pretty precise with my stuff here, but you can honestly go much faster if you want to. I'm just afraid to fall off. I don't really know why, because like I said, we could just fly over and then jump back up here, but you know. Now we're starting to turn here again. Eventually it will get dark in here. Kind of making a giant upside down enclosure here, if you will. Make sure that I'm still going right here. Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright. I think I was saying a story before I go in here on this. I got distracted. I don't even remember anymore. I was talking about the channel, I know that, but oh well. Oh yeah, I do have a full-time job and whatnot too, so it does take up a lot of my time. And I'm actually kind of launching a second channel as well that it's completely different from this one, but it's taking a lot of my time as well, so Yeah, if you guys need help or anything like that, for sure you can always jump in the Discord too. I do have a moderator who will walk you through anything that you need help with in the Discord, and I do pop in there and answer questions and whatnot too if you guys got questions. And we don't have a ton of people in the Discord yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Wow, it's dark. Okay, I should have brought my bed up here, I think. The water kind of looks like it's a rubber or something. Our bed is down there, so. It's always trippy to jump like that. There we go. Now we should be able to see again. Oh yeah, I did want to show you guys too. So I did release the interior of the... Oh my word, I flooded everything here. Okay, well we'll have to fix our water later. That's interesting. Is this closed? This is open. It should not be overflowing like that. Let me swim through here. Hold on. Okay, so it's not overflowing down here. Why are we overflowing this way is the question. Oh man, it's confusing. Actually, now that we have water over there, do we even need a water source in here anymore? Hold on. Let me try something here once. So this should have filled off of this. Oops. Okay, that should have filled off of that now. But now this is still high, but it should level off. I don't know, man. I'll have to fix it later. Anyway, now that I've flooded out everything here. I did want to show you guys, too, the inside of the guardhouse here. I did release that video as well there. It was really long, so it didn't do quite as well as some of the other videos, but... You know, that's fine in terms of viewership, I mean. But I just wanted to give you guys a little look at the inside here, since not a lot of people did watch the video. It's really logged, like I said, so I know that not a lot of people have time for that, but basically just a nice guardhouse here that we built. And I do have the videos out for those as well there. And of course, I always continue to decorate even after I post the videos, so none of this stuff is ever final, but I think it turned out alright. Like most of our videos, we just kind of start building and see where it takes us. I don't know, yeah. That's one thing I love about this game is you can just kind of go, start building stuff. Challenge yourself to build a little bit better and better every time. Just a fun thing. We're making all of our own lore in this world too, which is super fun. Kind of building off of what the devs had put in for Embervale already, but so that's what our floating island will look like there. That'll be kind of the width and the length of it. We may go bigger, we'll see, but it will block a lot of the sunlight coming in too from over east there. But the mountain already does quite a bit of that, so it is what it is. When we get the cathedral built up top there too, when that video gets done, it'll block some light too, but that's fine. But now let's go ahead and go back up and keep working on that there. This week is much calmer than last week. Last week I was trying to plug so many holes of water that was coming out, which apparently I have more yet. But just a tip for you guys, if you are building with water too, use stone or bricks, because if you use dirt, like I was trying to make it look all fancy right away, it will leak through there and like seep through eventually, and it'll give you a billion holes and then you got a mess. I think I could make that jump, but I'm scared. This one I can. And that one's also going to look like it's floating there too on a rock as well. Or we might just bring out some cool angled pieces. Could be kind of fun too to hold up our guild down there. So that was going to be the warrior hall down there, which we built on one of the other streams as well. And it turned out really good. Not quite done yet either, but I think we're actually going to make that into a guild hall, because this is going to be the Hall of Heroes here, where we're going to probably commemorate a bunch of different fictional figures of our history. Oh boy, can I make this jump? I don't want to risk it. I've jumped too far. Turn off snapping here. And I don't know, yeah, I'm hoping to make it really pretty. Alright. Where were we? Go all the way around yet? Oh, no, we were over here, right? We'll see if this video gets a bunch of claims on it too. I'm using copyright-free music, but YouTube is weird sometimes, man. Like, I don't know. In the live streams, like, I'll use, you know, basically like all my normal music that I use just in a playlist that loops itself, so I don't have to mess with it over and over again. And then sometimes I listen to the music you guys are hearing right now. Sometimes I listen to actually copyrighted music on a separate track in my headset while I'm playing too. Allows me to control things a little bit better too, and then YouTube will still be like, you can't monetize this video, which really doesn't matter to me anyway, like I said, but it would be nice if it didn't always do that. Thanks for subscribing there, Marshall. Appreciate that. Just be careful in the chat, guys. Like I said, if I forgot to fix Nightbot again, I will fix it, I'm telling you. If you do spam too many emojis or the same capital letters or something too much, it will give you a warning, and then it will temporarily kick you from the stream here. So just be careful of that. I will fix Nightbot. Just being a turd right now. I gotta make it way less aggressive, I guess. Okay, we are gonna have to get rid of our bronze ring now. It's coming together. Got some holes, but we'll fix all that afterwards. Or will we? Is the question, because I do say that I'm going to come back and fix things, and I usually forget. I get distracted with another project. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of a bunch of these here. Oops, that's not... Oh, here we go. There we go. This is going to make me really nervous here for a little bit. I'm going to have to kind of back up here. Actually, maybe we can go further back. There we go. I can actually see what I'm highlighting. We're gonna have to build a ring down further now so we can keep going down. And if you guys have suggestions for the actual game too, the devs do take suggestions really well, so... Oh, okay, that scared me. Alright. Just gotta not do that again. Almost built myself into a corner here. Let's back up some more here. They're definitely bigger than what you would anticipate. Should probably just take the time and make them wider like this to be a little more stable. And you can make some really cool caves too. by doing this method as well here. So, and actually building a cave yourself, like coming out. Just give me an idea for our platform down there. I'm not sure what we're gonna build down there. That was where the original cathedral was gonna be, but then I decided to build it up top, on the top of that cliff. So I'm not sure what to put down on that actual platform yet down there. There's a few different things that I've been thinking, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Usually when I want to do a build, I just kind of either just start building or kind of come up with it as I go, or I like an idea will just pop into my head randomly for no apparent reason. I don't know. And I just kind of like, yeah, that'd be sweet. And then I just kind of start going. Of course, we also do hightail stuff on the channel too. I've only done one video on that so far. I know it's popular right now. Like I said, I have a hard time putting Enshrouded down, just even for a little bit. But I would like to launch a series on there of actually building a village on there as well. I think that'd be a lot of fun. There's so many cool things you can do with that. And I think it'd be, I don't know, I just think it'd be cool. Okay, let's build our ring going around here now. Because now we're down low enough to where we can actually... should we go down one more? Let me see here. Yeah, we could probably go down one more level here. Oops. And I did want to come in just a little bit here. And what does that look like now from an outside perspective? We in a little bit. Yeah, okay, we're still angling down and in. We want a nice slant coming in there. You could, I suppose, make a, I don't know, a big square too. Like maybe it's been carved out over time. You know, I don't know. And to be like a smooth outside, a smooth exterior. It's your call. It's your build. If you're building the same thing as me here, that's fine. If you want to modify it, as always, it's fine. I don't want to go too low though, because if I do that, then yeah, we'll be able to see the top. So this would probably be a good level right here. So I'm gonna go wider this time and see if that helps me. No, it's more to delete, but still. A very bright sky in the background there. Apologize for that. Well, YouTube typically darkens things anyways. I play on a 4K monitor, but I usually render my stuff down to be 1080 by 720. That way, more people with a bigger variety of screens and internet services can actually view what I'm doing. So typically what I'm seeing is a little bit sharper of an image than what you guys are actually seeing, but I do have it on a second monitor where I'm actually seeing what you guys are seeing, if that makes sense. If you guys do need help with like setting up, like I use OBS to stream and record videos. I think it's probably one of the better options out there, to be honest. If you guys need help or you got questions on something like that, I'm not an expert by any means, but I can try to assist you if you guys need something like that. If not, there's a billion videos on YouTube that people do way better than me at explaining stuff. So, but I've learned some over the years of, you know, headaches, frustration, and everything going wrong in a stream that possibly can. And also, we did stream on Twitch. I might try Twitch again. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Twitch is so temperamental. And it just came to a point where a while back I was trying to get a stream launched, and I know it was annoying some people because I was trying to get the stream up and it was just not wanting to cooperate, so I was making stream and canceling stream. And yeah, and Twitch would just absolutely not let it go through for some reason. Like, it would just not, it would connect, but then I'd be dropping tons of frames on Twitch, and I don't know why, because like I have 50 up speed on my internet, so like I am more than capable of streaming to a few different platforms, which I do anyway. Like right now we're streaming to YouTube in 2 different formats, Kick and TikTok. And you know, I don't know, Twitch is just temperamental, so I ended up having to kind of rework my whole OBS system, because Twitch was my main one that I was always signed into, and that just sucked. But we haven't been on Twitch for a while was the point of that sad story. Just because of that. I would like to be back on Twitch. I did have folks that were watching me on Twitch, and I feel bad because, you know, of course, if they didn't know, so one night it just didn't work, so obviously they should probably move on to a different streamer. But so I've been focusing a lot on YouTube is what my point is, which I think is miles ahead of Twitch anyways. For the longest time they were not, and I think Twitch still has some great features, but I think YouTube is really pushing hard in the streaming section of their platform lately, and I like that a lot. They've added in some great quality of life features for me. Oops. Especially compared to what it used to be. Now they do have in the ability to stream in both horizontal and vertical as well, which I was already doing using a plugin for OBS. So if you guys are curious on how to do that as well, I could always explain that to you and what I use, but if you guys are trying to stream too. No, a lot of people are. Definitely a challenge though, for sure. What a fun one. Alright, we're probably gonna have to, I don't know, move some of these and then rebuild them. Just trying to get over here so that I can finish this off here. And one of my biggest tips that I like to say too in pretty much every stream I do, or a lot of build videos too, is just slow down building stuff. Like, unless you have like no time to play or something, like, I don't know, I like to use the phrase, you know, a lot of people say that they're bad at building. I disagree with that. I think you're just trying to build too quick, in my opinion. Just slow down, really take a step back sometimes and look at your build. And just give it time, like just build naturally, get better and better over time, let yourself progress. Like, obviously I've been building in this game since it came out, and I am still nowhere near the best builder in this game for sure, but just give yourself some credit, you know? So basically here, as I'm just blabbing away here, you can kind of see how we're starting to curve in, which is good. That's what I want. I want just a nice and big kind of point coming down here eventually. So it's taking time, but we are making progress 2 meters at a time here with our rocks. One thing you could probably do to maybe make it, nah, you'd have to do twice to work. I'm gonna say you could use flat walls and then build them down and then build kind of a spiral coming off, like a pillar coming straight down from the middle essentially, and then kind of just build off of that pillar going around. But meh, you know what would be really cool? Okay, I just had this idea. It'd be really cool if, to get up to these here, you know, you said the Hallelujah Mountains, right? Well, in the Hallelujah Mountains they had those big vines, which we could do the big vines too, using a few different blocks and whatnot. But we could do a basic stone path that kind of curves and twists coming off of maybe our platform over there, or maybe the mountain over there, kind of curve and twist, coming over to link up with our other islands over here, or maybe even our main one here. That would be really sweet, I think. We might do that. Because then we could also link them up as well with some of the smaller islands to build off of those as well. I'm not really sure though what block we'd use though. You know, you could actually probably use the foliage block, which I don't have any on me right now, but there's a block called foliage, which is really just kind of a hedge bush looking block that you could actually make some really sweet looking kind of vine areas, especially if you mixed it with some stone or maybe even like some bark blocks too. You could make some sweet vines to make these look like they're the Hallelujah Mountains. But anyway, I digress on that point. I don't know. You get a glimpse into how my brain works there. Just randomly think of an idea and I get excited. Cool thing too about this game is the community in it is fantastic. There's only a few other games, like No Man's Sky is one where the community is just so good. Like just willing to bend over backwards to help you out and just super friendly. Enshrouded is one of those games too. It is like that, and I really like that. I was thinking about RuneScape Dragon Wilds too, because I played that back, like I think when it first came out. And I know they've done a lot of updates to it, but I don't know if it's still good or not. Or better, I guess. Maybe it was good back then, just maybe a little lacking in content at the time. But I don't know. We could give that another shot too, because I think they added in like a creative mode or something maybe, which would be fun to build in. Who knows? I've got a lot of plans, I guess. We'll see. If you would have told me years ago that this channel was going to turn into a build channel based on, you know, survival games or adventure RPG games, I don't know if I would have believed you, but here we are, and we're loving it. Oops. Again, press Y if you mess up, if you're just joining in. Y is kind of an undo button. I think up to 5 actions. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's how many it will do. I've tested it before, but I try not to mess up in at least 5 times in a row. But it happens. Definitely happens. This part of the island here is coming down much quicker, which is pretty cool. I like to see that. Hopefully we can delete all these bronze blocks here when we're done with this row. And again, don't try to make it perfect, because if you do that, like with no variation on the outside, it's not going to look natural. So you definitely want it to be, you know, looking a little unsmooth, basically. That's why the rock block is so nice too, because you can kind of already see that it's making it look like that. Anyways, so now we've got a nice little section going here. I'm gonna get rid of some of these bronze blocks here. So we'll switch back to this. And I know this isn't the most riveting gameplay in the world ever or anything like that, but you know, it is definitely fun for sure, at least in my opinion, for us to... Am I crouched right now? Okay, I am. Okay, whoa, okay. I am scared. Okay, I don't know what's happening there, but it's scary. Alright, there we go. Okay. That frightened me. Sometimes it'll like bounce around, like if you're not quite on the block or just on the line, it will bounce around, and that is terrifying. like the floor is gonna give out beneath you at any point. Hey, there we go. Oh, my word. It might not be that interesting to watch on your end, but it's scary for me. I don't know if I'm gonna accidentally remove a block from underneath myself or not. We used to also do a lot of Warhammer stuff on this channel, like I wouldn't say a lot, but Gladius, Relics of War, Space Marine 2. I will still post some of that in the shorts feed, especially like when some new content comes out. I don't cover it really in depth anymore. I don't really do a lot of the missions anymore on the channel. I do still play that stuff in my free time, but I don't know. It just kind of came to a turning point where I wanted to decide, you know, are we gonna focus more on games like that or focus more on building games? And we were really liking the building games, and obviously, and survival, and you know, RPG, adventure games, all that stuff. And so sometimes I will still play some of that stuff, and especially on my streams I will branch out occasionally into other genres as well. But some of my members only stuff, I'll post more of that stuff too, so you kind of just get more content on there. And I will do like multiplayer games and stuff with members and stuff too, depending on what tier you're in. And then also I have some real life friends that I will put in a lot more of those videos too. So if you like more crazy, chaotic videos, that's usually where they're at. But yeah. Alright, so we need to go down a level here. So trying to decide on how far down would be good. So if we turn off snapping here, I'm gonna jump down here once. Should go down lower than that even. Something like this maybe. Yeah, that would be good. Oh, okay. My game froze. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened there. It froze for a second, but that was really weird. I don't know if I've ever had a freeze in this game. Apparently it's mad that I'm building this island here. I don't know. That's just too bad. We want an epic island. I don't know. Speaking of Hallelujah Mountains, we were gonna watch Fire and Ash in the theaters, my fiance and I, but I don't know. She hasn't seen the Way of Water yet, and I'm sorry if this makes some people mad, but I really don't like the Way of Water. And I don't know, it irritates me. Like, there's some cool aspects to it. I'm not a huge fan of it, but she does not want to watch Fire and Ash, obviously, which I don't blame her either. Before we, you know, see the Way of Water, she sees the Way of Water. So yeah, I don't know. I guess we're kind of waiting for that too, but I don't know what you guys think of Fire and Ash. Did you see that one? I saw like it kind of blew up on the internet, and trying to avoid a bunch of spoilers, but I thought it did pretty good in the box office. Like, didn't it break some more records or something? I don't know. Kind of feels like the storytelling in that series though is just, you know, lately we've been watching A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which definitely not child appropriate, but it has been pretty good actually, which I'm happy it's doing good. publicly wise, because, you know, they actually wrote a decent story for it so far, I think, and you know, it's nice to see that instead of like really focusing on a ton of visuals or, you know, I don't know, some other stuff like modern day stuff that they have in a lot of TV shows and movies and whatnot. They focus on a really good story, and that's kind of the main draw of it. You know, nothing crazy going on, just a good dude that's making his way, you know, good story, and it's doing really good, and I like to see that a lot, because, you know, kind of that old Lord of the Rings style movies and TV shows coming back would be really nice. I would like that a lot. Just good stories all around, you know. People to root for. Seems like nowadays in a lot of stories that we get from those kinds of TV shows and whatnot is everybody has to be like a morally gray character, right? And it's like, I don't know, in my opinion, it's just, it gets kind of old, because like, who are you supposed to root for then? Like, if there's nobody who's, you know, like say this show, if they're all just bad knights, well then who would you root for? It is getting dark out too here. So we will actually head down now. I know there was something I was gonna look at when it got dark out, but ask me if I can remember it. Alright, we'll sleep here till morning again. I'll take a look at how it's kind of coming together, because I always say step back, take a look at your work. Same thing in real life. If you do any kind of hobbies that involve building, or maybe you're construction worker or something. One thing that my dad really always taught me was, you know, take a step back after you're, you know, working on something, or after you've finished it, and just have a little bit of pride in your work that you did. It's nice. All right. Amber says, I took my 7-year-old to see Avatar 3. She's been into the first 2 for a while. She enjoyed it. I did too. But I'm one who isn't too disappointed by much. Expectations seem to kill enjoyment, in my opinion. Yeah. For sure. We try to go into stuff with an open mind. We're big movie watchers and TV show watchers too. So like, I don't know. We always try to have an open mind when we go into a new show. We try to avoid spoilers and just, you know, try to basically go through and watch it for what it is. And yeah, I don't know. So far, I think, no, yeah, I thought it's fine. Like Avatar 2 is fine, but I think the first one is better in my opinion. But yeah. So you can kind of see how it's starting to take shape there now. We're kind of starting to come down into this, I don't know, upside down. What would it be, like an upside down snow cone? Is that right? Or maybe a right side up snow cone? I don't know. I definitely want to see Fire and Ash though. I am excited for that. I went to the first 2 in theaters too, and we didn't get to the 3rd one here, but that's just the way it is, I guess, life, you know. But yeah, eventually we will watch it, and it'll be, I think, good. We've seen the previews for it, we've seen the trailers for it, and it does look fun. Okay, how am I gonna do this here? Let me get rid of this here. Alright, let's keep building it around here. I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of some of these really far out here ones, so we don't have so much of a problem now. Should probably take a second too, and I could take Jock Chat here. Yeah, not many people usually talk on TikTok, so once in a while they will, but if you want to follow me on TikTok, feel free to as well. I post some of my more random stuff on there that I play, like little clips of it, but the first one was mind-blowing. I don't think it can be beat. Yeah, the first one was really good. Am I? Okay. Oh. The first one, like, I saw that when it came out, and like, I don't know. I went to it with my whole family at the time, and yeah, it was like, just like I mean, just the nostalgia that it gives you now, like, thinking back to how mind-blowing the visuals were and whatnot, like, really, really cool. Like one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, I think, so. In the theater, especially. We should probably work on the castle too sometime. We used to always work on that on the streams, and I've been neglecting it because basically I didn't finish, but we got pretty far in the storage room, enough to store a lot of our items, so I just keep coming up with new ideas, so I am easily distracted, you could say. And sometimes on our live streams too here I do like to show off some upcoming builds that I'm doing, like just like this. You guys are getting to see kind of the foundation of this and whatnot. I will plan out stuff and talk about plans for upcoming builds on my live streams too, so kind of just a fun thing that I like to share with folks a little bit before I actually do my videos. Yeah, I think this is going to be really cool to build into once we get to that point. I might leave that one for right now. Alright, let's keep going on this row here. Oh, I think I got another one in there just to be safe. It does take a lot of stone though, of course, depending on how big your build is. And your guys' help with the water stuff last week was super helpful. Even in the comment section after the stream went up, people were telling me some hints and stuff, and I really appreciate that because sometimes I am very lost. Let's get rid of some of these here. The water is really cool, but I definitely think that it still needs some help. It needs help. But eventually, the devs said they're working on that, so I actually have confidence in the dev team for this game, so just rare nowadays for games, I think. Maybe get me started on the Space Marine 2 devs. But it's their game, so they can do it however they please. Should be down a little lower now, I think. Are we all the way around? It might actually be all the way around here. Let me just go around and plug up some holes that I'm seeing here. I want to make sure that there's nothing too crazy like this. It's hard to see sometimes because this will give off a glow when you're building, so I know there's like some holes up higher. Some minor holes is not going to be a huge deal. I just don't want any like major holes in anything. And actually, you can kind of walk on some of these up here and take a look around. So we'll be able to fill them in later too. Not a huge deal. Like over here, I got a number of holes. But we should be able to just jump up here and fill some of these. That should look kind of fun on the outside too. Cool. Some more holes. We'll get them later. I always forget to turn down my space heater when I'm streaming. Because usually when I stream is when I sit here the longest in one place. And then my space heater is going, and to adjust it, it's like across the room, so I get pretty warm when I'm sitting here. Boy, well, that scared me. I did also want to look at our water situation again to see if that was still overflowing or not. Oh, I just saw the pond down there and I was like, oh my goodness, it's flooding everything, but it's a pond. Optical illusion sometimes. Do delete one, I just gotta remember not to panic and to fly immediately and then boost myself over there. I shouldn't even have to boost, I could just sail over there, but if you guys want to see any builds from any other fictional universes, just let me know. I do Skyrim builds too, like I like to do crossovers like the Skyforge down there and whatnot, but a lot of it's just kind of stuff I think up, you know, but or if I can that one and then jump down. We actually are coming down a ways here. Can actually fly down, and obviously we have a little ways to go yet. Or quite a ways to go yet, but it is coming along. It is starting to take shape, which is nice. Better than just a platform that was floating up there before. Yeah, I mean, it's coming along. Nice and easy, but I did want to look at the water too down here. See how this is really low again here? And now it's not actually running. It's just very odd. Very odd to me how sometimes the water works. Like this leveled off nicely here, and I like that, but with it running down here, like it's supposed to keep running here, but you can see here that when you're so far away, it seems like the water doesn't render in. See how shallow this is? Like normally you can swim through this, how it was running over before. So like if you were to be closer here, it would continue to fill up here and then eventually, you know, get deep again, like if we were just hanging out in the village. But it's really odd how it works. I suppose they do that so that it saves on memory on your machine, but see, like here, see, it's starting to run again. So it's just kind of like if you're in proximity or not, basically. But which is fine, because you know, Why would you need it to be running all the time in your game if you're not near it, you know? Makes sense why they did that, in my opinion. How close to dark are we? I think we're still okay. I think we still got time. Okay, I was gonna try gliding over onto one of those, but it scared me. I got scared. Yeah, I think some upcoming videos here, we should do another top 5 places to build here. I've got some more awesome locations that I want to share with you guys too, for potential base locations that you guys could do. And that is actually the best video that I've ever done on this channel, surprisingly. Yeah, it's right at 25,000 views, I think, which, I mean, probably isn't a lot to some, but it's the biggest one we've ever done on the channel here. So I will do another video on more places that I think are awesome to build, because I think there are a lot of really sweet places to build in this game. I think that I'm gonna try to get that done this week here. Hopefully that'll be out this weekend. Those videos take me a little longer to do than some other ones. Okay, whoa. Take it easy here. Focus. Getting distracted. It should be low enough now where I can get a couple different layers in. Doing 2 layers at a time, basically, just to try to keep things neat and to go as fast as possible. Trying to get the best of both worlds here. These are definitely a little higher here on this side for some odd reason. Switch back down to our rock here. Maybe we'll actually build a few more here. Alright, now we should be good. Flip it and build. If we can't speed it up just a little bit here. I'm not sure if we'll get this done tonight yet. We'll have to see. But I'd like to get a good chunk of it done. Making me nervous back here. Actually, I wonder if the side you can't really see very much is going to be the better looking side, but that's alright. Just build like a big platform up here every time so I don't have to worry about it, but I talk a little less when I'm in focus mode. Yeah, if you guys are if you guys are small YouTubers or streamers, whichever, you can always sub to the channel and say your name as long as you don't spam it. And I'll go check out your channel too. Drop you a follow. Like to do that for folks. Gonna help some other people out, you know? Pass it on, basically pay it forward. Alright, we should be pretty much all the way around here then. Making it look even. Got some big old holes here we gotta fill in. Like so. Again, just looking for light here. There's a row here that I placed out way too far. Which again, it's fine because it'll make kind of an indent on the outside that'll look kind of cool. Lots of gaps. Got lots of gaps in this one here. A little quicker. Some little holes here and there is not a big deal. If we put torches or something in here eventually when we build down in here, we can always come back and fill those spots in, so. Alright, now we pretty much have to just get lower again. So we made good progress there. Actually probably extend some of these down a little. See some other people's cool builds too. Like I said, the Enshrouded Discord is really fantastic. You just have so many cool builds on there that they feature, and you can post your own builds. Which, oh yeah, by the way, reminds me, I should have posted our stream in the Enshrouded Discord tonight for another self-promotion, but that's alright. We're doing fine tonight. We're doing fine. Nice chill session here. Although my my music did stop on my separate channel here. Go check that out here in a second. Otherwise, just all I hear is just the sound of me destroying blocks and talking. I picked a bold choice wearing a sweatshirt. Stream tonight. Maybe I should use the littler block. I could actually see a little bit better. Just trying to basically get rid of some of these here, and then we'll build down again. Oh my word, thank goodness I didn't delete it. I think I would have fell in there. Testing it here. Some of these removals. Oh. There you go. I thought there was some out there. You can see how it's kind of placing stone around there. That's okay, because we'll come in and fill that in. And even if there's some floating stones around the floating stones, you know, fine. Alright, so now we gotta get lower here. Turn off snapping, go back to our 4 meter. Push this one down. This one here. Go down even more here. Yeah, if I go any lower, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll go down just a hair more here. I should still be able to reach those. Alright, snappy back on. Very slowly we're making our way down until we basically filled in here. Whether that's going to be floating above, I think we'll make it to the point before we actually hit the level with the ground, but we'll see. Either way, it'll look fine, I think, so. It would look a little better, I think, if we could see the point floating above the ground, but if it doesn't, I don't think we're gonna redo it. And terraforming in this game too is kind of a challenge. You really just gotta mess with stuff and kind of go for it with terraforming and Enshrouded, because like, yeah, I don't know. It can be really finicky sometimes, but I've thought about releasing some more gardening videos too, because it seems like everybody likes gardening videos, terraforming videos, but I don't know, we'll see. I've got some more ideas for gardens and stuff, but eventually I'm planning on doing a full farm, both crop farm and animal farm, with buildings and whatnot in them, so we'll get to that eventually. Right, and come down and angle in a little bit more here again. Look like I'm letting any light in there, so that's good. I'll rotate this just to change up our pattern a little bit here. And you can make it more aggressive too, like say you want a stubbier point on here, just bring this in, like you could put it like right here and it would bring it, you know, much faster in towards the middle here. I'm going for, you know, kind of a much more gradual look. We might crank it up a little bit here, but we'll see. I want a pretty nice point on the bottom of mine, basically. Just really fill it in nice and make it look lengthy. Got a hole right there, so I'll as well fill it in since I'm doing it. This is definitely going to be one of those bigger builds here, so we're kind of all the way around-ish here. And what we might actually need to start doing here, if we want it, depending on how stubby it looks. Let me go ahead and get rid of some of these here. Oops, back into this. And get rid of some of these bronze blocks here. Depending on how stubby it looks here from the outside, we might have to go double layers down, so it's just a little longer. Basically stack 2 rows at the same slant level. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, it's just about dark out again, so let me fly down here. Yeah, it's coming down nicely. Definitely looks a little, I don't know, like that section right there. Can't really zoom in, but right there. If you see it, you see it. It's just kind of it'll need a little help after we're done, but the rest of it's looking good. The rest of it's looking real nice. We are coming together closer and closer at a really good pace too, I think. So it's good. I'm liking it so far. I think it's turning out really good. There's some floating blocks over there that when I knew that was going to happen too when I demonstrated that. Oh, so good. Water. Love water. I don't think it's light enough to sleep yet. It's just dark right now, so. Huh. Looking at my water situation here. Just pondering life, you know. It is like just about dark. I don't know if it pays to go up there yet. Still have to finish our market yet too. I really need to do that too, because yeah, it's just it's got a lot of potential, but I gotta finish that thing too. And another area too that I'm gonna finish here in Fisherman's Inn here. I need to finish this little addition that I did here. This is not in the video. If you are going out the video, I added this in later. This little back room addition here, which I don't quite, obviously it's not finished yet, but I need to finish this. And then I like to do walkthrough videos of my builds. Just kind of separately, just showing them off a little bit. Or showing what they are, I guess. Like I said, I'm definitely not the best builder in this game, but I try. We have fun building and put effort into it, and that, I think, is what matters and makes us into a better builder in the future, so. So yeah, eventually we'll get that done too. I thought it was like just about dark out, and now it's like bright again. Kind of feels like we're just about to the nighttime. There it goes. There we go. Nighttime it is. Alright, so yes, it is coming down nicely here. We can continue to bring it down. So I'm sorry guys, I know it's not the most riveting episode ever, but it is what it is. Once we get the mountain done here, we'll be able to really start to build some cool things on it too, but those will probably come out. I don't know, it depends on how big we're gonna go with the Hall of Heroes. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that in an actual stream. Maybe we will, because it will take quite a bit of time. If we can build it in smaller chunks, I may do several videos on separate builds within the Hall of Heroes, but we'll just have to see, I guess. I'm not really sure yet. I don't even really have a full idea yet as to what I all want to put in. Oops, wrong button. And I think maybe just a little lower here would be fine. Yeah, that should be okay. Oops. I want to see where I'm building at here. If you're wondering how to move your camera, hold Z, scroll with your middle mouse button. Moves your camera in and out. Very helpful for building. I think I put that in one of my tips videos too. Maybe my first tips video ever? I don't remember. The tips videos are always interesting because you always get people that are just like, this is very well known in the game. You shouldn't have put this in there as a tip. It's not a real tip. And it's like, well, I don't know, because at the same time, I then get people who say, you know, that they love that tip and they've been playing for 400 hours and never knew it. So it's like, well, I guess, I don't know. I'm gonna leave the tips in there that I want to put in there, so. There's always haters in life though, right? I do definitely try to keep this channel as kid appropriate as I can. Obviously it's never perfect, but I was just thinking as we were talking about movies and you taking your kid to Avatar and whatnot, but my friends don't always comply with those rules. But they do try most of the time. So, I don't know. I definitely would like to do that, or be like a very kid-friendly channel, but definitely never perfect. Definitely viable to say we've. Just depends on what we're playing and whatnot. I'm gonna have to get rid of that stuff too over there eventually, but you can see how as we're spinning in a circle here, how it's getting smaller and smaller to spin around in. That's what you want. Obviously we're gonna have holes here because I'm going quicker, but again, when you put those in and fill those holes up on the outside, it'll look better too. So not over here yet. Just make it look a little more natural. But I should probably actually get rid of some of these before I get too crazy. See, there's one way over there. Good boy. I do have a dog too. Otherwise, if you hear some weird yawning noises or some crunching noises, it's not me, it's him. He's usually pretty chill, so occasionally I will give him a new bone or something when I'm streaming, and he's just gnawing away at it, you know, in the background. So I usually try to warn you guys that it's not me gnawing on a bone. Switch back here to my 4-meter one and come down a little bit so we can get rid of these here. And then I'll try to get rid of these here. And eventually I guess we'll need a way back up there again. We could always go up to the top there and probably fly down. Which actually could be kind of fun too, but if we actually go down just a little bit lower. Yeah, this would be a good height right here. Guys, we're getting close. Might be kind of a stubbier little island, but yeah, that's alright. We'll see. It's been turning out pretty good so far. I might actually be able to see up here a little bit. That's kind of cool. Alright, back to building here. Just trucking away. You can see here we can almost hit the whole, we might actually really hit the whole thing now without really even walking. Which is really good. We're making good progress then. Oh yeah, we're doing really good. We're almost done with this. Besides touch-ups, which, you know, will take time, but I probably won't do those on the stream. That'll be pretty boring, I would say. Now that this is riveting. Okay, so now you can kind of deviate. You can do 2 points, you can do 1 point, you can do no points, you can make it flat on the bottom. And up to you how exactly you want to do it. I'm going to go for a singular point, I think, here. Just kind of close this off right here. Like so. Now I'll go around here, make sure that we look good for the most part. We might have a little hole right here. Like that, and then I'll get rid of some of these here. Some of these platforms, and then we'll make a point coming down right off of that one there. Just into a nice little point. And we should have ourselves one giant floating mountain, which I think will be really, really cool. And let me go ahead and get rid of some of these platforms here. Try not to fall. Come down here. Might help me a little bit. A little less. Oh yeah, maybe we should have been doing this all along. Was pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, let's make this a little wider here. So I don't fall off of it super easy. Alright, so where are we at here? So our point should probably come somewhere right in here and come down. So let me switch back down here. I don't want it to be like uber pointy, but I don't know if that's still a word people say these days, but super pointy. How's that? It's actually not bad right there. Comes to a nice little point. We got some kind of odd formations over there. Alright, let's let me get rid of some of these platforms here, and we'll go down and take a look from the, I guess we're at the village side. Alright. Yeah. I like that a lot, actually. Let me get a little higher here. So if you were right here in the market, looks good. If you were up here on the Skyforge, looks good. Obviously, our platforms won't be there, but yeah, it's looking really good. Got some touch-ups to do here and there, but and then of course, if we were oh. Whoa, okay. That was a fun effect. Launch me up there. Let me run up to the cathedral here. Future cathedral, I guess. I'm excited to do that too. I want to do something really fun for a cathedral up here. But yeah, I think it's turning out really nice. Let's get up on top there and see. So from the cathedral up here, yeah, it'll be a nice big platform there. Of course, it's raining now. Why wouldn't it? And we should be able to get up here and then fly back down there. Let me get some stamina built up. You guys didn't know sitting down actually does replenish your stamina faster. Hold X to do your emotes. So you can do all kinds of things like dance. Alright. Which of course, the different music and stuff can be fun. But I think this is, I mean, it doesn't look that big when you're up, you know, up higher or whatever, or far away, but it is a pretty nice big platform here. We may actually extend it a little more too. We'll see how it goes. But I want to make some side islands too that are floating around it and kind of connected. That, you know, we'll be able to have some other buildings and such on. So this main island here is where I want to put the Hall of Heroes, where we're going to honor fallen members from the war against the Shroud, and then, you know, have some different houses and whatnot mentioned per our in-game lore. So I will probably eventually release videos all on just separate houses for in-game lore, so if you want to steal my lore ideas eventually. And yeah, we kind of got some going right now. We have the house with the dragon right now, which is currently my only house that I have. Not taken from Game of Thrones either. It's one of our wizard houses, essentially, or yeah, I mean they have a lot of wizards in their house. So House of the Dragon, and I'm not sure if they're gonna specialize in fire or not, but I love writing lore, by the way, guys, so I will probably do separate videos all on the lore of just those factions and break them down for you once we get dedicated places built for them, so I can kind of do, whilst I'm talking about the lore, I can show you guys some cool visuals too for those houses. But yeah, I think this is a really nice big area here. We're actually able to see the other side here, which is pretty crazy. It seemed like it was such a long ways away before. Okay, I apologize, guys. I keep yawning here. It's been a long day though. But yeah, from up here, you'll be able to see the whole village. We've got a lot planned yet for the village. So we'll probably won't be able to see Fort Calvin, but that's all right. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might actually build something else over there too. I just get ideas when I look around, you know, like there's that other natural rising platform over there where we could build some sort of building and connect it to our castle there via sky bridge or something. Would be fun. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun. But I think that it's turned out really, really good so far. Not sure what to build up here. If you guys have any ideas for what to build on this platform up here, could make it a cool cave. I thought maybe a cemetery at one point. Make it a garden if we wanted to. A park. I don't know, some kind of big storage building maybe. Maybe really well decorated big arches and statues and whatnot. I don't know. All kinds of ideas, I guess. Lots of options. One thing I would like is more statues in this game. Currently we only have a couple, which is, they're good, but I want more. And I think our island turned out really good there. It's got birds flying up there. It's really sweet. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I think that's where I'm actually probably going to end the stream here tonight. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the stream, and those of you who have subbed or who are subbed, I really appreciate it. Like I said, it helps out the channel so much when you guys do that. And I will go check out some of those other channels that were mentioned here in chat tonight. And yeah, just check them out. Drop a sub, all that good stuff. It's free. And why not support each other, right? But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I do plan on streaming here again, like usual, on Monday nights here, and occasionally a little bit more if I have more time. But lately I've been really busy just with work and various different things in real life. So I've been trying to keep to just the Monday night streams and then the regular videos too as well on the channel. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got for you tonight. I'm glad we got the island built. I will release a separate video more than likely on how to build islands. Just in case you want to breakdown of it again here in shorter form, in case you don't want to skip through this stream in the VOD or something. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll stop rambling here. Bye-bye.